Good evening and welcome to CYC News for today, the 8th of December 2014 AD and the 28th of Hatur 1731 AM. I'm Susie Michael. In today's headlines, Pope Tawadros speaks at Al-Azhar conference in Cairo. Sudanese security forces arrest Christian protesters at evangelical church in Khartoum. 36 Christians killed in attack by unidentified gunmen in northern Kenya. Hundreds of Christians protest after burning of church in New Delhi, India. And the Bible Society in Australia and Egypt celebrates 150 years of publishing the Holy Bible in different languages. And today's top story, His Holiness Pope Tawadros this week spoke at the conference of Al-Azhar titled Face of Terrorism and Extremism. In the opening session of the conference, His Holiness said that despite churches in Egypt being exposed to attacks and arson, that the Church has always acted patriotically and never sought any authority. The Pope stressed that the revolutions of January 25 and June 30 came to restore the situation to normal. He pointed out that the attacks, arson and sabotage against churches in August 2013 did not undermine the patriotism of Christian officials who put national values over everything else and sided with the stability and unity of the nation. Sudanese security forces attacked a Christian sit-in at the evangelical church in the Sudanese city of Bahri, north of Khartoum, on Tuesday morning. Security forces also attacked church property. Heavily armed forces stormed the evangelical church at Bahri with batons and arrested protesters. The forces destroyed the walls built by the protesters after the recent attacks on church property. The attacks on the evangelical church at Bahri started November 18 because the Sudanese Ministry of Awqaf and Guidance intervened in the management of churches. The ministry had delegated a group of corrupt people to use church property under the pretext of investment. Church leaders and the congregation refused this violation of the sanctity of the church. They informed the public about the reality of the situation and staged a sit-in inside the church. Human rights activists called for the release of Christians who were arrested. 36 Christian quarry workers were killed near the town of Mandera in northern Kenya on Tuesday in an attack by an unidentified gunman. The insurgents separated Muslims and non-Muslims and then shot non-Muslims dead, according to a police source. The gunmen attacked the quarry workers after midnight yesterday while they were in their tents in the vicinity of the quarry, located in Kormi, 15 kilometres from the town of Mandera. Witnesses said the majority of the victims were killed after being shot in the head, while 4 of them were beheaded. No party has yet claimed responsibility for this attack. Kenya has witnessed several attacks since its military intervention in Somalia in 2011, after forces of the African Union joined Kenyan soldiers to fight the El-Shabab al-Mujahideen movement. Gunmen of the Somalia youth movement, known as Al-Shabab, executed 28 Christians on a bus in northeastern Kenya, near the border with Somalia on November the 22nd, while sparing Muslim passengers particularly. This attack was in retaliation for raids carried out by the Kenyan police against mosques linked to the movement in the city of Mombasa. Hundreds of Christians protested in India's capital on Tuesday after a fire severely destroyed a Catholic church. St. Sebastian's Church in a northeastern suburb of New Delhi was set on fire, according to Christian community leaders. Protesters gathered outside the New Delhi police headquarters, demanding a swift investigation and more security for churches in the city. The entire interior of the church, including the altar, the Holy Bible, and the cross, were reduced to ashes, and traces of fuel were found inside the church. The gains achieved on the grounds by a Libyan arm of the Islamic State have sparked fears that a memorial to Christian soldiers on the Libyan coast could be at risk of attack by Islamic militants, The Times reported. The Times added that this memorial holds the graves of more than 3,600 British and Commonwealth soldiers who died against fighting the Germans and Italians in the Second World War. The graves are marked in the Knightsbridge War Cemetery in Tobruk. The newspaper added that the graves are located on the road leading to Derna in eastern Libya. Islamist fighters took control of the area in October. Escalating Islamist violence has concerns that militants of Muslim groups may attack these graves. The Times stated that the father of a Libyan citizen, Mohammed Hanish, was among many Libyans who helped to recover the bodies from these soldiers from the battlefield, and his family continued to provide protection to the graves. Hanish said that they would continue protecting the graves and will not allow armed elements to attack them. And finally, the Bible Society has had a year of celebrations across the globe, with two particular celebrating 150 years of being published: the Aboriginal Bible in September this year, and now the Arabic edition only a few days ago. The Aboriginal community in Australia celebrated this milestone with only one original Aboriginal Bible found, the last one of the original 300 printed. Across the other side of the globe, the Arabic edition of the Holy Bible was celebrated more recently at the iconic Coptic Cathedral of St. Mark in Cairo. Orthodox, Catholic and Protestant church leaders gathered together in Abbassiria to celebrate the milestone of the translation of the Holy Bible into Arabic. Bishop Munir Hanna of the Episcopal Church in Egypt said that the Holy Bible is the common factor which gathers all Christians. He further added all churches were founded on it and based on it. Reverend Dr. Safwat Al-Bayid, head of the Evangelical Church in Egypt, said that the attempts to translate the Bible to Arabic started some 1,000 years ago, when manuscripts were found in different languages in different places, among them Arabic. He said parts of the Bible that date back to the 8th century were found in Arabic at St. Catherine's Monastery in Sinai. And that's all for CYC News. Stay tuned for more Christian content on CYC. I'm Susie, and from the CYC studios in Sydney, Australia, good night and God bless.